Hello and welcome to another episode of the Contractor Grow Show. My name is Mark Lamberth. I'm your host. Today I'm speaking with Ben Gillilan at Grizzly's Hidden Falls Nursery in Nolanville, Texas. Ben, thanks so much for being with us today.
You're welcome. I'm glad you had me.
Yeah, so I'd love to hear from your words just what services you provide for your customers.
Well, on the nursery side, we specialize in selling native Texas plants so that people have a better chance of success in their gardens. And then on the landscape side, we love to build decks, fences, water features, lighting, and all kinds of fantastic native landscapes.
Fantastic. Do you guys do a lot of the, what would you call that, hardscaping, kind of outdoor living type building out?
Oh yeah, we do. Pergolas, decks, we do a lot of paver jobs. So it's exciting to be able to have a hand in a little bit of all of it. And there's a lot of business to go around. So it's good to stay busy that way.
Gotcha. And how many folks do you have on your team right now, Ben?
On the landscape side, we've got 7, and on the nursery side, we've got 8.
Okay. In Texas in northern climates, landscaping is much more of a seasonal business. Is it affected by season in Texas, or do you guys work in year round?
We work year round. I mean, we've got a rainy season down here that slows us down a little bit, but when you got so many jobs on the board, you can push things around to keep yourself busy. But we don't have to deal with snow, thank goodness, like they do up north. But no, we stay year round with pretty much the whole thing.
Gotcha. And I saw that you had retired from the military back in 2003. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah. 20 years. I was a mechanic in the Army, and I was in charge of a motor pool full of equipment, and it was a challenging job, but it was time to go when I hit the 20-year mark. Yeah.
That's amazing. I'm always curious when I talk with folks who have had a strong military background, how much that has affected kind of their leadership style and how they, to what extent they use that training and use those lessons they learned every day, like in working with the team and organizing projects. I mean, you had a long career in the military. How has that affected the business and the way you run things?
Well, that's kind of interesting you asked that, because in the military, you can't fire anybody if you get pretty mad at them. You've got to show up every day, you're right in time for PT, and then you work your 8, 9, 10 hour day, whatever it is. There's overtime that you don't get paid for. So I bring that to the civilian side, and just getting to deal with people from all different walks of life in the military made it easy for me to guide the folks here that are civilians. I've got to change my tactic a little bit to fit that, but just the knowledge and the wide array of different personalities has made it easier for me to lead over here.
Interesting. So in the military, you can't fire anybody, huh?
No, you can't. You can get pretty mad, and you can write them up for whatever, but you cannot just let them go. Yeah.
Wow. And does that make it so that you really need to sort of learn how to adapt folks, adapt to whatever their skills are? I mean, if you can't, it's something I've never really thought about. If you can't fire people in the military, then you just need to work with who you have and need to train them up. I mean, how does that affect things, that specific characteristic?
Well, yeah, you got to train them up, and you've got to find their strengths. And some of them have the strength of troubleshooting electrical problems. Some of them have the strength of troubleshooting mechanical problems, and you put them towards those directions. And then to even boost their confidence even more, once they've learned a little bit, you have them teach somebody else. And it's a whole team thing. You've got the steps on the ladders that they can work their way up, but you've got to really, a lot of them are young kids when they come in. So you're just actually growing them up as they come along.
Man, no kidding. Fascinating. So you had founded Hidden Falls Nursery, or rather, you had started Grizzly Lawn and Home, and then was it the owner of Hidden Falls Nursery approached you about buying them?
Yes, yeah, they did. They had the nursery in a different part of town, and the guy that had it didn't really want the nursery. He just fell into it with a partner of his, and he approached me after they'd had it for several years, and I jumped in with both feet, not knowing anything about retail and what it takes to run a whole nursery. But when I did, we stayed in that place for a few years. Then it was pretty much of a struggle over on that side of town because it was hard to get to, hard to see. So we rebuilt from scratch over here in Nolanville, right on the highway. And my daughter-in-law managed the nursery, and my son, he is my right-hand man on the landscape side. So we've got a great team with great knowledge, and it's just flourished since we moved.
Ah, man, that's amazing. I'm always curious about folks who have bought a business. We're working with, contractors here, builders and landscapers. That's who's on the podcast here and who we work with, in our other business. But I'm always curious about how, someone for a home service business or, a nursery like you bought, how they go about making the decision to buy the business. I mean, you could always go start a new one. Looks like you didn't really want that business to close. Maybe you already worked with them or had a relationship. But I mean, how did you choose, Ben, to specifically say, okay, this nursery, we're going to look into this, look into the finances, and we're going to take this on, and we're going to buy this business?
Well, I've been doing business as on the landscape side, so it's all service since 2003, so for several years. And when the owner approached me, we went through all his finances. In fact, I took all his books to a trusted accountant, and he went through them, and he looked at me and said, Ben, this business doesn't make money, but if you have a heart for it, you can make it work. So I went in scared, and it was a struggle, and it took several years before we were able to turn a dollar and make some money from the nursery side. But the reason that I bought the nursery was because there were no other true nurseries in the area. There's Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart, but there were no other nurseries except for a real small one down in Belton. And they weren't there for a big commitment like that. But yeah, I bought it because we needed something in the area, and I wasn't going to let people down around this area.
No kidding. And so you've really turned this into a really kind of a veteran, family-run, veteran-owned, but I mean a strong veteran community in the business. Is that right? I mean, a bunch of your employees are actual veterans.
Oh yeah. We've got probably 50% of them are veterans of some branch, and we just kind of lucked out that way. It wasn't intentional. When guys came look to me for work, needing a second chance in life or whatever, I said, okay, let's go for it, and that's what we do.
Man, I've had some mentors tell me that some of the very best folks to hire just on our team generally are folks that had experience in the military, and I'm curious if you've noticed that, and sort of what the dynamic is of, a team that's run mostly by veterans.
Well, that's true for certain things, but a veteran is just like any other civilian, except they went and served their country for a while. Just because they did that doesn't make them extraordinary. Now, if they did extraordinary things where they were in the service and they carried that on into the civilian world, then that is true. But not all veterans are these on the pedestal that we all like to put them on, and I'm not trying to be mean because I'm a veteran myself, and the guy that does all my books, he retired from the military as well. So yes, there is a great advantage to having veterans, but you also get your hiccups and your other things that come along with just being a human being.
Gotcha. Amazing. Well, Ben, what do the next few years look like for you guys? I mean, you guys have a strong landscaping business going, a nursery as well. What do the next few years look like in terms of like growth? Are you guys still growing the business, or are you kind of leveled off with where you are with your team and it's working great?
Well, we've kind of leveled off to where I'd like to be, but every year we make improvements and changes to stay relevant. If it's not at the nursery with improving our greenhouses, or if it's not down in the landscape side, improving the way we do things with our new equipment or even designs. Now everybody's asking me about AI. Can you do me an AI version of this? Well, AI is it'll fool you, the homeowner, thinking that, great things. And then all of a sudden, here's your landscape. Yeah, it's going to look like that in a few years. But as far as where we're going to grow, I like where we are. I would like to continue to grow so I can hire quality people and continue to pay them quality wages. But as far as size, I'm very comfortable where we are, and I don't need any more headaches.
I hear you.
Well, every business, there's headache in a business. I don't care what an owner tells you. There's
Uh-huh.
there's headaches, but I love what I do, and it's just it's phenomenal work. Yeah.
Oh man, what a great story. Fantastic, man. Well, if folks are in the kind of north of Austin or in the Nolanville area, what are some of the best ways to get in touch with you guys?
They can do it multiple ways. They can contact us on our website. They can go to our Facebook page, message us that way, Google message, all those things. So even my personal phone number, a lot of people have that from word of mouth.
Gotcha. And the website is Hidden Falls Nursery Killeen.com.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, great. We'll head over to Hidden Falls Nursery Killeen.com. Get in touch with Ben and the team. They have a beautiful website with a lot of just beautiful photos of all the amazing plants that they have. You can also learn about their landscaping service there as well. Thank you, Ben, for being on the show today. Really great to hear your story.
I appreciate it, Mark.